All right, so in this video, I'm going to go over how to generate a report. This is specifically with regards to task 2 in NRG 250, Delaware Tech, but um, you can expand on this as well. You see there's a lot of customization options. And so we're here with an Energy Star Portfolio Manager. Again, anybody can get a free license to this. Um, all right, so I have a couple of properties in here. So when you use this in the field, you could and you use this tool um, more than once, you can start sort of building up your catalog of properties. So I have a property here, so you just click on this. If you ever want to get back to that home page, you can just click up here or my portfolio here. Okay, so then you click on the property. All right, so we have some tabs here. I would suggest watching the help videos to figure these out. So we're going to generate a report. So there's actually some tabs up here. And we want to go to the reporting tab. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a template. You want to call it your school name or whatever building you're doing. And then what we're going to do for the time frame is we're going to compare 2 years. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky um, because it asks you for a month, and you can see it's only the end of the month, and then a year, and it goes back, looks like 25, 24 years. But keep in mind this, your most people's instinct is to think, well, this is the very first day. So if I look at my utility bills, I'm going to go and I want to see my bills for this building. So I'm going to go back, just open up a new tab here, open that tab, and I'm going to click on that building again, and I want to see my bills. And you can see down here, oh, sorry, under the energy tab, I go down here and I have 2 meters. So I have electric and gas. I'm going to click on my gas meter, and it brings up my electric bills. However, I only have 1 month here, and you might think like, why is that? Well, that's because I'm only displaying 2013. So I just click up here, show all years, and here's all the years. Here's all the bills for all the years. Okay, so I go from December 3rd, 2009 through December 4th, 2012. Okay, so I got about 3 years of bills here. Um, Now I only need 2 years of bills. So you have to be careful with this. And my first day is December 3rd, 2009. So you might think if you go to enter in your data, you would start, like December 31st of 2009, right? Because that's my first bill, right? The problem is this actually is the end of the first year. So this is the end of the first year. And so I need the end of my first year of bills, which again, you have to be careful because you think, okay, so I'm here from December 3rd to 2009, so I should probably get it to December 31st, 2010, right? So that would be 1 year. The problem with that is if my end date is December 31st, 2010, I actually don't have a full year of bills because the first bill starts on the 3rd. That means I'm missing 2 days in December, which means I don't have a full. Okay, so I'll be missing those first 3 days, which means I won't have a full year. It'll give me an error message, or basically, it actually just won't give me the data for that first year. So what I actually need to do is make the first end of the year, instead of 2010, which I would think, just go to January 2011. So that's the end of the first year. And then the end of the second year is going to be January, just the following year, so 2012, right? So now I should have 2 full years of bills. If you have only 24 months of bills and they don't fall exactly on December 1st and December 31st or January 1st and January 31st, for this project, what you want to do is just create an extra month. So if that's the case and I'm short 1 month, okay, what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go back Actually, I think there's an edit button down here. Yeah, I can add another entry, right? So if I need another month, so I have 2 full years of bills, I can just add another entry. Okay, and so this, as you can see, it automatically starts at the end of the beginning of the end of the previous bill, right? So January 4th, 2013, and it automatically goes out 1 month. So that's a default that just popped in there. So we don't have data for this. So normally what we would do is we would actually ask the building occupant for another month of bills. We don't have the luxury of doing that since these are for bills. So what we're going to do is just copy the previous year, right? So just I would take, this is this month, so I would take 33,400, right? So we're matching this month, January to early February. And then we're going to do, this is, by the way, not the correct way to do it. You can't just enter in data just to enter in data, but for the purposes of this project, you can do that just because we want, it's really about getting the practice of generating these, right? So we could do that. Um, I don't need to do that, so I'm just going to leave mine as is. All right. So if you were doing that, you would go down here and hit Save Bills, and then should be able to run your report. Okay. So I have 2 years of data. I need to select the property. So I have multiple properties, so I'm just going to hit the checkbox. If you have one property, make sure you hit the checkbox. Okay. Sorry about that distraction. I'm recording this from home. When the dog needs fed, she needs to be fed right away, apparently. So, all right. So I'm going to select my building, and you would just select whatever building you're doing. Click Apply. Okay. So now my property is selected, and so this is a custom template. I'm customizing my template. So I'm going to select my metrics. Okay. So let's select some things here. There's a couple defaults. We're going to do the address, city, state, county, postal code. We're going to do, and you can see you mouse over these to tell you what they are. So GFA, what is that? Gross floor area. So we want the gross floor area. We'll leave that there. We don't need any of this other stuff. We're going to do some energy performance. So we want our Energy Star score. We want our site EUI. We want our source EUI. We want our weather normalized site and source EUI. And we can do all these other ones, but right now we don't actually need those. And let's see, Energy Star certification, if we were going for certification. So that's good. So we hit apply. If you want more metrics, you can add some more, but that's all we really need. Okay, we're going to save our template. All right, and then we are back on our page. Here's the name of that template. So I want to generate a report. So drop down there, generate the report. And usually, sometimes it generates, but we're going to refresh the screen. Okay, generate a report. So we're going to view the report. All right, so let's see what we have. So we have 2 years, that's good. City, state, zip. Good. So we have our gross floor area, we have our Energy Star score, we have our site EUI, we have our source EUI, we have our weather normalized site energy use, and that's actually not what we want. I just noticed should not be the energy use. We want the weather normalized EUI. So this is good. We can look at how we change the report. So we go back to the reporting tab and we go to the report we just generated, right? And so I want to edit the template, right? So that's the template I just made. All right, so everything is still here. So let me go back to my metrics. And I don't actually need this. What I do need is back to my energy performance. I want my weather normalized site UI, weather normalized source UI. The reason we want to do that, by the way, is the weather normalization. What that does is it adjusts what your EUI would be if you had a quote unquote normal year of weather. And this is something we'll do actually in task 3. So, but what it does is let's say if it's a really, really cold year and you use a bunch of natural gas, but in a normal year, you wouldn't have used much gas. So the weather normalization will drop your EUI based on the fact that it was like an especially cold winter. Same thing for, a hot summer or a mild summer or a mild winter. All right, so let's apply it. We save it, and then we go back to it here. We want to generate a new report. The thing, hit the refresh button, and it's generated. So now let's view the report. Okay, so let's go over here. So we still have the Energy Star score. We still have the site UI, source UI. Now we have weather normalized site and source. Now you see, it looks like the weather was pretty normal overall, um, the years that I did this. So there's not much of a difference. Sometimes there's a significant difference between the site and the weather normalized site UI, but okay. So that's the report. Now what you want to do is download this in Excel, and then you're going to, I'm not going to open this up because it's obvious what you do. You just go to that file, and then you're going to append this to your task one and just submit the whole thing again with this reporting. Okay, so that is how you generate a report, generate a custom report. Now you can go, I'll show you real quickly if you want to just, they have some default reports here. So you can do the Energy Star reports, and you can just do this default energy performance. Um, you can generate a new report, and we'll view the report. I'm going to refresh again. And you can play around with these, but I just want to show you that this is another option. But if we view the report, this is stuff that they have preloaded in here, right? So you can see it does give me the site and source EUI. It does give me the weather normalized site and source EUI. But it doesn't actually give me, it gives me the median. So, this is pretty good. However, there's no energy score here. So that's why I had to do the custom report. And if you want to get the Energy Star score, um, you can do the Energy Star certification status. And I just remembered one other thing for your report. So if you want to go back to your report, let's edit this template again. And I want you to add emissions to this. So if we go to the here, and then we go to the greenhouse gas emissions, and then I want you to do the metric tons of CO2. And it's interesting to look at the indirect location base. So the indirect is just kind of like your source EUI. This is like your source emissions. Yeah, and that'll be good. So now you apply that, save it, and then run that again. And you'll see we might as well just run it real quickly since it doesn't take any time. Generate a new report, refresh. Let's look at our report. And you'll see we now have emissions in here. We should anyway. Yeah, so there's your emissions. Okay, so now you know that it's about 276 metric tons of CO2 per year. Okay, so there is how you generate a custom report. Hopefully that helps.